and welcome to Unfiltered, the mini episode where Tanya rants or raves about a topic she's passionate about. These are filled with real talk and raw emotion, so buckle your seatbelts.
Mommy's going crazy.
So this might be a little bit of a rant, and I apologize if it is, but I personally think cheat meals or cheat days, whatever you want to call it, they suck. I feel like if you call something a cheat meal or a cheat day, that just is a negative connotation right off the bat. You're cheating. Cheating means you're doing something wrong. And I don't think eating the food that you love should be considered doing something wrong. The way I look at it is I plan for splurges, but even when it's not a splurge, I eat food I enjoy all the time. I don't need to quote unquote cheat. The other thing with calling it a cheat meal is like, that's implying that there's good foods and bad foods. And I think we need to move away from labeling things as good or bad, or saying that things are allowed or not allowed, or this is off limits. We're like little kids in a way when it comes to food. When we tell ourselves that we can't have something, we just want it 10 times more, right? I mean, at least for me. Maybe that's not true for everyone, but for me especially, if I say something's off limits, or, oh, that's too many calories, or I can't possibly eat that, then it seems like all I do is sit around and think about that thing. And I've had plenty of times where I was trying to avoid eating something, so I tried to eat a healthier option in place of it. Well, that didn't cure my urge, and it certainly didn't leave me feeling satisfied because I didn't eat the thing that I wanted to eat. And I've had times where I've tried 3 and 4 different snacks or items to try to satisfy a craving. It doesn't work. And then you end up giving in and eating the thing anyway, right? So it's like, if there's something you really want, you should put it in your plan and have it. But don't feel like you're cheating or you're doing something wrong. I think one of the biggest things that I've changed over the past few months is just not saying that anything is off limits. I mean, if I want chips, they go on my plan. But I put out a reasonable amount, and I still don't sit down with the entire bag or anything crazy like that, but like, I don't feel like it has to be a splurge or a special occasion. If I decide, hey, we're having cheeseburgers for dinner, I'd like to have a handful of Doritos with it. Cool. That goes on my plan. It's not a splurge. It's not a cheat. It's not an exception. It's just part of what I planned. Then I have it. I've satisfied the craving, and I move on and continue with the rest of my plan, and it's no big deal. And it doesn't lead me into, an entire day of pigging out because I'm quote unquote off plan or off my diet. Like, just deciding that it's okay to eat whatever you want as long as you're listening to your hunger cues. Like, that has been the biggest thing for me. I'm not overeating anymore. So I might be eating some less than stellar foods, but I'm not like gorging out on them. I'm just having a reasonable amount, stopping when I'm satisfied, moving on. But the thing is that then I'm not deprived, and I'm not sitting around thinking about them and feeling like, oh, life is so unfair because I can't eat Doritos, poor me. Like, no, that's silly. And I'm talking to myself here because that was me. I mean, I would do that all the time. Like, that's too many calories, or I don't have the points for that, or poor me, or, so-and-so has it so easy because they don't have to worry about that. No, so-and-so doesn't have it so easy. So-and-so just makes choices based on their priorities. So when I finally got to the point of like wanting to eat more mindfully, tuning into my body, really listening to my hunger cues, my fullness cues, and I made it so that no foods were off limits, then it's just so freeing. The only time I feel like I need a quote unquote splurge is when I'm having something that's like completely no nutritional value and, loaded with calories. Like, usually for me, it's desserts. Like, if I want a piece of cake or cheesecake or, cookies or brownie or something like that, it's not something I normally put on my plan, but you could. I mean, if that's something that's more important to you and you want to put a cookie on your plan every day, then do it. Like, so what? Then if you reach a point where your weight loss isn't doing what you want it to do, then maybe you need to step it back and don't do the cookies as often or whatever. But don't make them off limits or say that you can only have them on a cheat meal or a cheat day. I mean, that usually for most people, if they're having a cheat day, they like pig out and eat everything in sight because they feel like it's the only chance they have to eat it. And I've just really cut that attitude out. When I have something, it's not the only chance I have to eat it. And, unless I'm like out of town at a fancy place that I'm never going to be again, that might be different. But, just because someone brings in cookies to work, if I didn't have it on my plan, it's not the end of the world. There's going to be more cookies probably in a couple days because people bring stuff in all the time. Like, just don't make it mean so much, I guess is my point. And I didn't mean to get off on a rant, but I was listening to this podcast and they were talking about cheat meals and cheat days and, saving up to eat that on your cheat day or whatever. And I just feel like that implies that you're having to deprive yourself the rest of the week, or like that you have to be super strict all week so then you can cheat at the end of the week. And I don't think that's the healthiest way. I feel like if we can just get to where we are balanced and make the choices not so emotional, I just feel like we're going to be so much better in the long run. So for me, I don't feel like I'm being all strict and in deprivation land all week and just, saving up for the weekend so I can cut loose. Like, I feel like I eat what I want every single day. We just need to get to where there's not so much drama about it. If you want something, you eat it, period. Like, the only time I would really say save up for something is like the extremes. Cheese fries. Like, to me, that is more of a splurge item than something I would eat on a normal basis. When you want something, just plan for it. And then if it's on your plan and you eat it, no big deal. You're not cheating. You're not splurging. You're not doing anything wrong. You're eating what you planned. But you're not overeating. Point being, you don't have to cheat if you're living a more balanced life with your food. It's not cheating. It's just you choose to have something one day and you choose not to have it another day. I'm completely done with the strict counting and restricting myself or saying things are off limits. Since I really got restarted and I've been really trying to listen to my body and making it so nothing's off limits, I hardly have any cravings anymore. And you guys, I used to eat sweets every night. Like, I had to plan something. And I haven't done that in so long because I don't feel like I need it. And it's not because I'm trying to deprive myself or trying to be strict. I honestly don't feel like I need it. And I don't know if it's I'm craving less sugar because I'm eating more healthy fats, or if I'm craving less sugar because I'm not drinking Diet Pop anymore. I really don't know what it is. But part of it is probably just the permission. I've given myself permission to eat what I want. And so therefore it's like I don't feel like I need all these little things because that's all I can get. Because now, instead of having like a Fiber One brownie or a little mini candy bar or something, forget that. Like, that doesn't excite me. I would much rather like skip all of that and then, go out and get a white chocolate mocha or something. Like, that is more of a enjoyable splurge for me than having these little tiny treats all throughout the week. But that's what I used to do because I always felt like I needed something, and I always wanted some sweets or some dessert. And I guess instead of me dealing with why I was having those cravings, I just found lower calorie ways to satisfy the craving. But I don't think that they were ever really satisfied, because I gotta tell you, like, I mean, no offense to Fiber One, but like, when you eat a little 90 calorie Fiber One brownie, it's not all that satisfying. Like, if you're thinking about a regular old, like thick fudgy chocolate brownie with icing or something, yeah, a Fiber One brownie's not going to cut it. So I don't think I ever really was satisfied, but like, that was my way of trying to give myself a little treat every day. And I never told myself that I couldn't have those anymore. It just sort of gradually happened. One day I just kind of realized, like, I haven't had any of that stuff at night lately. And I'm not snacking between meals nearly as much as I used to. And, snacking between dinner and bedtime is rare now. And it used to be an every night thing. So for me, it's just amazing how much different my mindset is. And it's like I'm doing so much better, but I have fewer rules than I did before, which just seems so ironic to me that when I finally decided that I didn't have to follow these strict rules and I could just eat what I wanted, that now I'm actually making healthier choices and eating less and doing way better with my weight loss with way less stress. So it's just amazing to me. And I think that's why when I heard the thing about cheat meals, it just kind of set me off, because I just don't want anybody feeling like, they're being good and then they cheat and then they're bad and then there's shame around it and all that junk. Like, we need to work on getting away from that. Like, food is fuel. Food can be enjoyment, but we don't need to have all these like labels and emotions and saying that we're being good or we're being bad. Like, I just think that we got to get away from that. That's it for this episode of Unfiltered. I hope you don't mind me unloading my raw thoughts into the microphone. It helps me to get these feelings out, but I also hope it will help you, since I talk about things that come up in the course of normal life without any script or any plan. It's messy, but it's real.
Thanks for listening to the Not Really Hungry podcast. If you have any questions or comments, please email podcast@notreallyhungry.com or leave a voicemail at 330-595-4662. If you want to hear more from Not Really Hungry, check out the blog at notreallyhungry.com, where you'll find even more ways to eat mindfully, lose weight, and change your life.